everyone, so this is week 23 pregnancy update. I feel like it was literally just a few days ago that I was filming week 22, but that's because it actually was, because it's now the weekend. So I've decided to film this so that I can try and edit it in the car on the way up to you. We're staying in Bicester tonight, and then I can get up this weekend. So I'm kind of back on track and more in line with what I am, because I am 23 weeks. I uploaded my 22 weeks when I was 22 weeks and 6 days, so I just like being a little bit ahead. So anyway, 23 weeks. Symptoms, not much has changed since last week. I've been getting a lot more sniffly again and all blocked up like I used to be, but it's not really much of a bother, to be honest. Dizziness has come back massively. Like, I was late to work today because I couldn't drive because I was so dizzy, so I ended up going in at like 20 past instead of 8. And it's really annoying. It's obviously my blood pressure again, but I thought I'd managed to get it up a little bit. It just seems to have gone poof and crashed again, because every morning I wake up and I have those stars, spots, whatever you want to call them, and I'm just very like dizzy all the time, which is rubbish. But I have my midwife appointment next week, so obviously my blood pressure will be getting checked then, and I'm sure they'll mention if it's rubbish. Because at the consultant appointment I had a couple of weeks ago, oh no, a week ago, it had come up, so who knows. And baby is so active, like crazy active. You know how they say, I think they say that babies are awake for 6 hours a day at the moment. This one is awake for, well, my whole working day almost. That's 9 hours. And then, kind of, to be honest, it's more active in the day than at night, whereas Isla came to about 10:30 at night and then she got really alert. But this one seems to react more to my voice than Isla did, which is quite nice. Like, if it hears me chatting or whatever, it kind of bounces around. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but Isla was more like just a kicker, whereas this one's a kicker and a elbows and head and bum and all sorts. I can really feel a lot more with this one. And I don't know if, again, that's because my muscles aren't as tight as they were last time, but it's nice and it's weird at the same time. But it is very reassuring. It is really lovely to feel lots of movements and just know that they're quite happy in there, hopefully. I've had a few kind of bouts of nausea again, just a couple of days, and I don't know if, I think it's more when I haven't eaten, so it's probably more linked in line with being more hungry than I have been, because literally this week my appetite has gone from here to up here. I just want to eat all the time, but I'm trying to stop myself because I don't want to get huge. And I'm at the stage now where I obviously look quite pregnant and I don't want to look big everywhere, so we'll see. I'm just kind of binging on fruit and stuff to try and stop myself. I have a bit of chocolate at night, but I do really try to stop myself on the crisps, because I could eat a whole room full of crisps if I was allowed. And that's really it symptom wise. Bump is still really hard and really tight. Baby is really high up, like kind of feels like it's more in my ribs. So I don't know if that means it's a girl or a boy, but it feels a lot higher up than Isla was. Also, a quick thing to mention is I am still getting the sciatica pain quite badly. The back pain is still bad this week, and the cramps are still bad this week, so yeah, never mind. This is apparently baby at 23 weeks, so again, looking like a proper little baby now. Baby is roughly 28.9 centimetres and weighs roughly 501 grams, which is a pound, which is quite exciting. By the end of this week, it reaches a bit of a milestone where if baby was to be born this early, really early, they have a 50% chance of survival. I think as well, most NHS hospitals, correct me if I'm wrong, just from what I've heard and seen and read in books and whatever, if you were to go into labour before 24 weeks, they'd be unlikely to resuscitate the baby, whereas over 24 weeks they give it their best shot and whatever. So that's good, I guess, but fingers crossed we go all the way to the 40 weeks. In the next 5 weeks, baby will experience a pretty crazy growth spurt. The cerebrum in the brain, which is the part of the brain that controls my Siri keeps thinking I'm saying Siri when I say cerebrum.
Let me think. My web search turns something up for this cerebrum in the brain controls. Have a look.
It does this at work as well. It randomly, if I'm just chatting, thinks I'm chatting to him, and I'm not. I'm not Siri. So I'll just read it because I keep forgetting because it keeps interrupting me. So yeah, this week the baby's, I'm not going to say the word because Siri will turn on, which is the part of the brain that's responsible for memory, motor skills and intellect, is preparing to be able to conduct communication between cells. So all sorts going on up here. Rapid eye movements, that REM thing you have when you're dreaming, is starting to occur in baby. Obviously during their sleep, so they're starting to dream, I guess. The hair on baby's body that I mentioned last week was completely white is now actually starting to develop some pigment. So I'm assuming this one's going to be a little blondie like Isla, because I'm naturally blonde and Robert's quite fair. He's brown but brown hair, but light brown. And lastly, the bones and organs are still visible through the skin, but they're starting to become less visible and there's more fat forming underneath. So very exciting. I can't believe I'm 23 weeks. Here is Bump. I'm wearing stripes yet again. I seem to always be wearing stripes in these videos. And this waterfall cardigan because it's really comfortable. These are my H&M maternity leggings, which are very comfortable. Would highly recommend if anyone's after some maternity leggings. And here's Bump. I don't feel like much has changed since last week, to be honest. We're doing a time-lapse video, hopefully. So I'm starting to see a huge difference, obviously, between the beginning and now. But week to week, not much has changed this week. And from the front, I still don't look very pregnant, which is wonderful. But yeah, you can tell kind of here that I'm poking out a little bit more. So that is it for the week 23 pregnancy update. Thank you very much for watching. We have a whole pregnancy section on our channel, just all about everything I'm going through and this, that and the other. So I'm hoping to do some more videos for that soon, so check it out if you're interested. And yeah, thank you. Have a good week, weekend, day, whatever time you're watching this. Bye!